So after what seems a long time since we've been here, which is only a week and a half, we are back. Sean's back. You can see, I'll show you more in a minute, but the tiles are done on this elevation, so we are back now to sort out the boiler flue, get that all secure and cut and fixed to where it's got to be, so Sean can sleep at night. We are also here to do the brickwork on this gable. Luke is back off his holidays, so I'll spin you around now and I'll correct something that was mentioned in the comments last week about the ties in the window reveal of that window there, because I did check myself and you can't actually see them, but they are there. So let's have a look. Like I said, I did check the footage myself. I thought he's missed them, but you can't see them, but there they are, look. But I think because it was so sunny and I was sort of stood here like this, so you can't see them now, can you? It looks like there isn't any, but they are most definitely there, and they haven't just been put in, could have only just come back. There they are, so they are there. What else was mentioned on the video? Something about the insulation and breaking through the VCL. Well, we haven't got a VCL in this country on the ceilings. This is insulation, and we're going to be putting insulated plasterboard over the top. And the fact we've gone through there like that is we haven't got a choice about it, because we have to do that, and I have to cut a 200mm square out of that insulation to allow for the spotlight to go in, because you're not allowed the manufacture of the lights, so you can't have enclosed spotlights, so I've got to cut into that. But I'll show you how we do that. This is a method developed while I was on the other channel, and it was quite a good method, so we'll show you how we do that. But there we are. Thought I'd correct those before we carry on. Let Luke carry on with this now. Now he's, I panicked him a little bit saying, Luke, you forgot your brick ties, but then we've come. He says, no, I haven't, here they are. I said, no, okay, I couldn't see them on the video. There we are then. Right, me and Sean are going to cut this and get this fixed, while Luke sets himself up, gets his lovely new levels out he's got, look at that, lovely new levels, and then starts some brickwork. So in the sunshine, Sean is sat in his happy place. We've just cut the flue with a 1mm, and then we're just obviously getting all the burrs off and make sure there's no bits in it that can then drop into the boiler. That bit is designed to sort of roll, isn't it, Sean? Is that designed to roll to suit the pitch of the roof? Yeah. So we've cut that. That bit goes on the tile, like we said there. I did say I was going to dress it back in, so that's dressed in nice and tidy now. And then that gets pushed down into there. And then in a minute we can show you. There we are, like that. That goes back in there.
We're going to have to go inside.
Oh, to feed it into the roof.
If you steady that.
Yeah.
Because it's on the rag like this.
I'll just hold the weight of it a sec then. Okay. We are at the end of the day, and I apologise, we filmed absolutely nothing. We just wanted to get this done. We've got a lot to get done today. We're literally one batch short, because we've done back and front. We've done the brickwork all around here, so we've used that off cut, we've just taken it because we hadn't done in here, so we've done inside there now. That's all done. I filled that hole that was there, if you remember, that I pointed out, and well, you've just seen it. We've done all of this bar that piece, going all the way up to the felt, up to the top, look, and then that'll be bricked in tomorrow. Gone up and around the ladder frame things there. Got all the fascia on, the barge board on, should I say, and the yeah, go on, these. It's going to come to me in a minute. Bird box, bird cage, bird whatever. Anyway, them things, these, which is a big piece of fascia, a wider piece of fascia. I think it's 450 wide, I think it is, with a double sort of roll on it. And then you put your corners on like that. Oh, that's how I do it anyway. And I've screwed this at the top, because that'll be covered with a dry verge. That's all done. Finish it off at the top there with one of these joints. That there, it's not fixed to that side. You can only stick to one side. If you stick to both sides, excuse me, it will split. You've got to allow for expansion. Oh, insulation. So that's why I've only stuck to this piece. As you can see, it's not stuck to that one at all. But from the street, looking up, that one looks stuck. I'll put a piece under there as well to finish that off. And likewise, I've done the bird box down there, which is just, like I say, it's just this wide stuff, look. That extra wide stuff, like a double roll on it. And I think that comes in a 1200 mil length. So there we are. This has been stepped back a little bit to allow for the cavity closers to go on after, but as you know, the window is going in here, which has already been measured. So we're looking forward to doing that. That'll look lovely. And Luke is ready to go now for tomorrow to get this final brickwork done, because again, we didn't film anything. Because if you remember, there was brickwork to do. Under there was about that much showing, about 20 mil showing under my soffit. And because we need to get ready for the roofers and also get it all set, what we've had to do is take the tiles back, lift the felt back and go in from the top, which has been a very, very slow process to get it all nice and tidy and looking smart again. But we know that's a bit arse about face, but it is what it is. But we had to get it in there, look. As you can see, it's just a tiny little bit there, look, we had to show, that's all. But it had to happen. We had to make sure this could all go on. We had to make sure the roof could go on. So our last job of the day now is, other than you can hear the mixer being cleaned, is to put all this back, put the lath back on, put the tiles back on, so we don't upset the roofers when they come back. So there we are. We'll clean up. Again, my apologies for not filming anything, but it was just a bit of brickwork and you wouldn't have seen anything. It was up under there. Luke spent most of it down his back, around the back and front, putting all these bits in. I was just cutting plastic on, putting insulation in. Sorry? Lying down the job. Well, I was at one point as well, putting these bird boxes on, but there we are. So there we go then. Hopefully you'll see more progress. Next, bit of brickwork maybe, or we may be moving on to the fitting of the bifold doors. We'll have to see. So we are back at our carport extension, and as you can see, the brickwork is now complete because I didn't leave Luke the camera, so therefore he couldn't film it. The tiler has been, and he's done all of this elevation. That's all done now in old tile, along with, we go around here, done all that. He's got to put the dry verge on there, look, and he's done all of that all around there. That looks splendid. He'll be back tomorrow, on Saturday, to put the ridges on and all of the, finish that gable off. So I'm going to come back in now. Finish the gables off. So myself and Andy, the window fitter, are now on site, and we've bought the door for there and the window for up there with us. But at the same time, the another gentleman called Andy from the supplier of our bifold in association with Tuffx is also here. So let's go and say hello and see what we're doing. You would have already seen a little bit of footage go on fitting this. There was a little bit of in and out just to make sure it all fitted right. But this gentleman here is Andy from Innovation Aluminium, and he's very kindly supplied these bifolds for us. And then tomorrow, with Tuffx, we're going to be fitting this soda glass, or is it soda glass, and is it, you call it?
Yeah, well, we call it radiator glass at our place.
Just so everyone knows what it is. Is it glow glass? I think it's called glow glass.
Is the official name.
Glow glass is the official name from Tuffx, so we'll be talking about that tomorrow. But we're now going to, along with Andy 1 and Andy 2, we are going to fit these bifolds ready for tomorrow to make sure we're where we need to be. And then we'll also be discussing things like these cables, which have to be in there to connect to our glass to make it heated. We've got all our thermostat and our fuse spur in place ready. So once we've got these doors set and fixed, we will talk about then what we're doing in terms of getting the electrics to where it's got to be. and we get these doors completely fitted, ready for tomorrow. Doors are in, they all work perfect. We've gone through a couple of things with Andy in terms of what the benefits are of using Andy's company, Innovative Aluminium. So we're going to go through a couple of them now. Excuse the noise, because Andy's now fitting the window above, which is a footage you'll see next to him fitting the angled window, which already before it's even done it looks quality. Right then, so we put it all in, ignore the wires for now, we're going to go into that in a minute, but
Absolutely.
benefits then of using
So
your company, I suppose.
Yeah, a couple of key benefits for using Innovation Aluminium. We now use the hooded trickle vent, so obviously that makes the bifold look a lot nicer.
Rather than just
rather than just having a 42mm knock on,
nice, yeah.
and then absolutely, and then having the trickle vent, you know, on display.
Yeah.
This hides, which
Yeah.
is quite nice.
Yeah.
Then it's pre-gasketed, so all our bifolds are pre-gasketed, and we also have quick glazed beads as well. So if you've got a giant 5-pane, I know we're working on a 2-pane today, but if you've got a giant 5-pane, obviously you can save yourself 2 to 3 hours really, and you can save your funds as well from not gasketing up. What we can also do as well, we've got glass adjusters in the top of the sashes. So if we open this out, it's just an Allen key. As we set this back, if this was to drop when we glaze it, we can just tweak without having to take the glass out and toe and heel it. We can just do a little tweak on the top, but if you're going to tweak one, you always tweak the second one, and that'll bring it up and make it finish nice and flush.
So tweak it exactly the same.
Always tweak it exactly the same.
And if you look on the screen now, we'll show you exactly what that looks like from. Obviously, we don't want to try and show you at the point when we're doing it. So, like I just said, it's on the screen, and you've got to adjust equally. So you adjust them both the same.
Always adjust them both the same.
Okay.
Absolutely.
In terms of that, then we are going to move on to. So they're the benefits of using this company. And now, we got all the pre-glazed. Everything comes, all the beads. Packers. You said about the packers.
Yeah,
so they all
absolutely.
come pre-packed for the glass.
So they're already pre-packed for the glass as well. We actually stock profiles, so we stock the blacks, we stock your greys, we stock your whites as well. You know, we have a reasonable turnaround. We are a national company as well, so we deliver all over the UK.
Okay.
Lead times are, you're looking around 3 weeks on average.
Okay, so from measurement to sending it off, 3 weeks. Okay.
Yeah, 3 weeks manufactured.
And in terms of delivery costs, what
delivery's already included in the price. So
okay.
Delivery was already included in the price of the bifold. Obviously we offer the radiator glass, which we'll get onto probably later on in the video, to be fair, because obviously there's quite a bit we've got to go into.
There is, yeah,
from
there
that
is.
point of view. But we do run all the cables in ourselves in-house, so
Yeah.
where you see the cables drop down, you've not got to do any of this, or the probe, for example. We'll run it all in-house for you, so when you get it on site, it's a far easier setup.
So in terms of working, so Andy now works with, in collaboration, if you want to use that word, with Tuffx. So therefore, over the years of working with them, he's established what he's got to achieve in terms to get. So what I'm trying to say to you is that you can't just put a standard bifold in here and put the Tuffx glass in it. All the notches in the frame have all been put in it, so they know, because they work with Tuffx in partnership. Also, yes, I'm glad you've done that, because I was going to go on to that next. You can also see, if you can see it there, look as well. Again, it's on screen now if you can't, just a bit closer. Where the wiring loom goes from one door to the other one, just has that little bit of quality, I think, personally, because I've never seen that before. And likewise, if we look on screen now, you can also see the hinge side where the wiring loom goes into the side track. Now, we have actually got to knock that in a little bit, but just to make it flush. But we don't do that till last minute in case we adjust the cables. So yes, that's looking very, very nice. I'm really pleased that's gone in now. It takes the pressure off for tomorrow, doesn't it?
Absolutely.
So I think we'll leave that there for now, and we'll potentially discuss the wiring loom tomorrow, shan't we?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Let's do that. Thanks, Andy.
I was waiting in the undertow, set adrift with featherweight like bows, unaware of where my heart would flow. I was waiting in the undertow, can't touch the bottom, sit into a tumble. Waves that shake me out of my skin. Never been so easy, losing my direction. My bearings have me south of home. I've been wrong before. I was waiting in the undertow, set adrift with fadeaway light bulbs, unaware of where my heart would flow. I was waiting in the undertow. And the water feels like a friend I've not seen in years, so familiar and strange at once, like a lover who lost her touch. At first I was hesitant, now it seems oh so curious.
So it's a new day and exciting times. We've got a videographer around the back. We've got a person from Tuffx, representative, who's going to organise the day and itineralise everything for what we've got to say and what we've got to do for installing this glow glass into the bifolds, which is heated glass. So if you're interested in that, stay tuned. We fitted all the window, myself and Andy. Well, Andy did, I just watched him. Got that window fitted, that's looking really good. All we got to do now is do things like trimming mastics and things. So we've got everything fitted other than mastics and trimming. He's got our lovely door fitted as well. Can we just pull that to a second, mate, just so we can see the lovely door. There we are, lovely door. So we've just fixed all that now. And then we're gonna trim it all in, and there we are, that look lovely. And I'll say at the back in a minute, I can't go around there for now because they're chatting about things, which I'll be privy to shortly when we have a bit of a chat about what the day's going to hold, other than red hot sunshine. So Andy's going to carry on for now and get this done, get it all trimmed, and then we'll get back to you in, well, a couple of seconds for you, but might be half an hour for me, to see what's going on with fitting all this glass. Right, well, our install is complete. The glow glass has gone in and we look forward to coming back and checking that in the winter. But at the minute, it's already 30 degrees outside and it wouldn't have any benefit, would it? No. Are we happy?
Yeah.
It's been warm today, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's been warm. But we're done.
Hot one.
And then we're going to go home. Right, well, I was doing some editing last night and I realised that there was no information given to you on this video regarding the glow glass. And the simple reason for that is because when we filmed the video with Tuffx, it was all their footage. Other than a little bit of time lapse, I was sort of, I'm not just allowed to put on, but all I could actually do at the time without interfering with what we were here for, which was we were giving support to Tuffx because they supplied us this, and then they wanted to do a footage on it to show it installed. So there's no information. So here we are. I'll give you information that I can. Now along the top and bottom of the screen, along the top and bottom of the glass, there is an element, a filament, whatever you want to call it, a band that transmits the electricity up and down the glass. And then on the right hand side, which is the hinge side in this instance, there is what's called a probe, and that bit of wiring is already in the frame and you have to plug it into the glass when you install it. So there's specifics in terms of where the glass goes. And then that's just up there, look, up there. And the elements I was on about, or filaments we're going to call them, are across here. It's a bit hard to see really, but it's just a grey band, a thin grey band. And then the wiring, as you've already seen in the video, comes through the doors, drops from the bottom of the doors down there, comes through the little band that we showed you earlier, between the doors, which looks really smart, back up, connects to that, and it's just simple Wago connectors, a little lever Wago connectors, which is connect cables, and gets connected to this, and then all goes into the frame and gets into this point here, which is ultimately the point where your thermostat goes. and then it gets powered from a switched fuse spur, which is down the bottom. So that gets wired into your ring main, and then your cable comes up from that to power this. And that's it. It sounds simple, but like I've already said in the earlier video, you can't just put glow glass into normal bifolds. There's a lot that's got to go on, hence the partnership that Tuffx have got going on with people like Andy from Innovation Aluminium. So if it's something you're interested in, the links are in the description. Go ahead, get information. They are very good with their customer service, I can say, because I've had stuff from them, as you already know on the channel. And I've had a couple of issues, my fault, and they've rectified no problem. Just straight away sent me drawings, sent me information, and had a good chat with me. So I can urge you to do that if you're not unsure and there's a few things you need to answer. So head over to the 2 links, doors or Tuffx, that are specialists in glass of everything. And so head over to the links in the description. So those of you that watch all the time, you will recognise this property as our carport extension, where earlier in the episode, minutes ago, you saw myself and Andy fit this lovely door and that window up there and the bifolds. And now I'm joined by Luke today.
Morning, viewers.
To start knocking all this brickwork out. So we've done our marks. We've got our big hoover outside ready to go, our big Karcher hoover. And we're going to cut the brickwork down there, cut the brickwork down over there, and start breaking through into the kitchen. Exciting times.
It's going to look like it's snowing in a minute because it's polystyrene insulation.
Polystyrene insulation is going to be everywhere, isn't it? Yeah. I mean, look, we've got that hoover, we can hoover it up as we go, I suppose. But right then, let's break into it. So there is our space, all knocked through, all cleaned up on the grab pile. I'm not going to talk you through the detail we're going to do there yet. I'll show you that as we do it, but we've got a plan for that. And you've just finished, or saw me finish off the time lapse there with, we've just PVA'd the floor. Only reason for that is because we are going to latex or self-level this floor now. All seems a bit odd, but you can't see it on camera, but this floor isn't flat because this is existing. And if you remember, if you've been watching the series up to now, that bit there, oh, excuse me, just had a gulp of coffee, burping in the camera and everything. All that little bit there, very rude, is new concrete. And we've tried to level it as best we can, but there's a bit of a hump there and a little bit of a dip in that corner and it's not quite level. Now, what I don't want to do is put the insulation down and it'd be rocking and risk cracking the screed. However, we've got to put 175 mm insulation this side, going down to 200 that side. Because we kept this floor, we haven't built the floor up like we would do to a level. We've just gone with it as it is. So we've agreed with the building inspector, we're going to use Gabelite instead, which is the polystyrene insulation, because we're doing double the amount in thickness we need to. We'd only put 100mm Kingspan, Celotex or whatever you want to use, normally on the floor, but we're using double that in jablite, which is the equivalent to U value. So that's what we're going to do to make sure we've got about 60, what did he say? What did Martin say? 60 mil max this end.
Yeah.
And we could, 45 mil that end, I think, with the slope, I think. Anyway, we're going to do it in 2 sections anyway. So so there we are. And then we'll be doing the screed up to the door threshold. So that'll be quite nice. The remnants of what's left from when we knocked out is there, and meantime the roofers have also been and finished the roof, so I'll spin you around in a minute and show you that. Hence you can see all the old tiles there, look, as well. And we are here now to start the what have we got to do, Luke?
Insulate the floor.
Yeah, we're gonna put latex on the floor, self-level the floor, concrete floor first, and we'll show you why. We then got to DPM it, we then got to insulate it, and in this instance we are using jablite insulation because we've got to put 200 mil in. Again, I'll explain why, not 100 mil. Sean is also here today, and he's putting the pipe work in for the radiator in the kitchen and the hallway, or the new hallway and the new kitchen. And what else are we doing?
We'll do a step, haven't we?
We've got to do a step, external step, nice little step with block pavers. It's all by one day, so they've got to finish the dry verge over there, and they've got to finish the ridge up there because we'd lost, I say we, they had lost the ridge box with all the clips in. But let me just come around here and you'll see the fact that the roof is all nicely tiled. We've put, you can't see it from here very well, we've put brand new tiles on that side. It's all new on that side. And we've used the old tiles on the other elevation where you come down the street so you can see it. So we thought that'd be best. And again, they've got to finish up here. They were short of a few because I'd only bought enough to do the extension and an extra box for the front face. But when we decided to do the whole roof, we had to change that. So they're en route. They'll be here tomorrow. Sean's making a row in there. So we have done our self-leveling on the floor, and we did it yesterday, and then we've come back this morning and checked it again, and we're still not happy with how it's not flat enough. So there was a little bit of a hump there, so we've just scalped that back off again, and then we've just got some wettish sand cement, and then we've just skimmed it in just to make it a bit flatter. This is for no other purpose other than to stop any potential movement in the insulation. So what we don't want is to, if the floor's like that, put your insulation on, insulation rocks like that and cracks the screed. That's the only reason it's for, hence putting a little bit in there as well. We have removed the doorway there. We've done all that and then Sean's now putting his central heating pipes from the existing into the new radiator there, and it's coming across here, is it, Sean? Coming across there and then across there and then up to a radiator that's going here, which will then be behind the door that's going there. So I'm now going to cut back my floor joists so they are flush with this brick to allow me to easily then put my insulation against it. But I'll be putting the DPM down first, then the 25mm Kingspan for our perimeter, even though I don't need it there, but I'm going to use it anyway. And then run it across here, all the way down, because some of these are a bit long, look. And then I can insulate in that gap there and put a new floorboard across there just to run the flow screed against. But it also means that if I put the insulation up there on the upstand, I've got somewhere to put the screed against. Just makes it a little bit simpler. So I'm going to get on with that. Luke's going to fetch some materials to start the step outside. So I'm going to start putting this DPM down. New day, and I'm on my own. When I mean on my own, I mean not with Luke, because Luke is back at our upside down house extension. But I am joined by Andy, our resident window fitter, and I'll explain why, because it's our mixed emotions. We're going to take the front door out. Just let me tell you why. So Andy is currently removing the mastic from the beads and everything that he did when we were here to fit the bifolds, and it's all lovely, but made a bit of a cock up. And let's step inside and show you why. Oh, before we go in, look at Luke's step. Doesn't that look better now? We finished the footage with it like that, and then the customer's now chosen the blue charcoal insert in the step with a bit of a yellow one around the band. That looks nice, doesn't it? All right, hand. He's glad to be here, but he's not. So what I've done is...
Invite only, this is
Yeah, invite only, yeah. So when you set your doors, you must always make sure you've got enough clearance to open your doors before you put your screed in. However, This one, I'm slightly too tight to the floor because I hadn't allowed quite enough when we put the brickwork in off the existing floor, because unfortunately for me, that there is higher than that there by about 10 mil. So what Andy's now got to do for me is, luckily, we have got 10 mil at the top there, look. And we've got 7 mil of the ribs at the top.
Yeah,
and
about 7 there, you can play with. Yeah.
And you can shave some of them down, can't you?
Yeah.
With no detriment to the door, not the welds or anything like that. Okay.
That's what they're for.
So that's what we're going to do. Take it out, move it up, put it back in. So there we are. I like to show you all the good stuff and all the bad stuff, and this is bad stuff for me. This is the kind of thing that upsets me a little bit, but I thought I'd share it with you, because why not? We're on a human, aren't we? And if anyone says they don't make mistakes, they're lying to you. I've just been to the merchants and got 2 more of these jab lights, and I've got to finish this floor. Now, I wouldn't have shown any of this because I've got the camera outside on Luke doing the step, because I found that more interesting. We have got 200 mil of jab light there. We've got 175 mil of jab light there, and we will have, with this one, there. Oh, let me come back. And then we'll finish off with 150 mil jab light here from this point. The reason for that is because the existing carport concrete floor slopes away that badly towards where Andy's working and into that corner. We've had to put it in steps because we've got to maintain a minimum of 35 mil, I think Martin said, of the cement-based flow screed. And this is where we're going to be tight. It's actually about 40 mil. But we're going down to about 70 mil that end, even though I've put 200 mil of jab light in. So that's what I've got to do. And then I wouldn't have shown it all. I did do all my perimeter 25 one, as I talked about there. I haven't done my insulation there yet. I've got to do that. And so that's gone all the way around the external, and I've done the 25 mil all round there. I have got to put my connection in there. I have already put my what do you call it? What's it called? I always forget what it's called. The soil pipe to waste connector in there. I've just got to change that now because we put that in overnight. I've got to change it and point it that way and adjust this bit of pipe work. But I'll do that, and then I can put that bit of insulation back in and foam it all in. So that'll be nice. So I'm going to leave Andy. I shan't talk to him too much though, because I think, well, I've upset him.
Rough with the smooth.
Rough with the smooth. Yeah, there's too much rough on it, that's the problem. So while we get on with that, I'm going to put these last 2 bits of insulation down, and hopefully we can both walk away achieving what we need to achieve today. Slightly happier than I was last night when I realised that was a problem. Right then, let's get on with it. We are now ready for the flow screed. Andy, again, for the second time, has done a lovely job of sorting the door out, sorting out my issue, which is now less of an issue because we've realised that those 2 boards there are actually 19 mil higher than the back, believe it or not. Not 19 mil, 9 mil higher than the back. So I can afford to take those 2 boards up and then drop them down. Maybe the joists aren't quite flat enough, but I can do that, and that'll give me another 9mm. So I've already got 6mm under the door now from finished floor, which is fine. And then another 10mm. There we are, I've got plenty. I had to stop then, I thought my delivery was here. I have put the waste in. That bit is obviously temporary, that bit there. But I have solvent welded all that into there. I've wrapped silver tape around the pipe and around the coupler before I foamed it, and covered the pipe in silver tape just in case the screed affects it, which I don't think it will. That one there is solvent welded, and then I've just got to sort this out once we turn this kitchen this way, because there's a wall going through there and that's where the kitchen's going. We are now ready for the flow screed. That will, however, be next time. So I hope you look forward to the next episode. If you haven't already, don't forget the notification bell, because it won't be next week, because we are starting the first episode in our new job that we've been on for about 6 weeks now. 5 weeks, something like that. So we'll be showing you the start of that next week. And this one will be, next time we're here, will be flow screed, and then start insulating and framing in all up there. Insulating all the walls, dabbing all the walls, and getting ready for fitting the kitchen. So there we are. I hope you look forward to that. Thanks very much for watching, and I will see you on the next one.